What's going on, zombie enthusiasts, and welcome back to our channel. And yes, finally Konami listened to us and we got more zombie support, which is actually quite alright. And I discovered some secret tech that would help with ghost zombies, so stay tuned to see what that is. But before we get into the deck profile, I want to shout out a big fan of the channel, Joseph. A friend of mine told me that he saw you talk nicely about the channel on a Facebook group, and I want to say thanks a lot for that, and I really appreciate it. So, and with all that said, let's get into the deck profile. Starting off with 3 Wyvern, of course. I feel like this is almost standard in every Ghost Fusion build. It searches your Ghost Fusion on summon, of course. I know some people only play the Sleeper and the Ghost Fusion because Sleeper is a zombie and you can send Ghost Fusion. You can send Sleeper to get a Ghost Fusion, is what I want to say. But there is some synergy with other cards that pay life points that synergize really well with the search of Ghost Fusion of Dragon. So if you have them and Dragon gets negated, you can still Foolish the Sleeper and get Ghost Fusion. Moving to more zombies, I got 3 Mizuki. I feel like you have to play 3. It just allows you to make better boards. There is a card in decks that I know Beatrice is gone, but there is another card out there that sometimes is gonna do better than Beatrice and other times it's not gonna be that great. But it's not as consistent, but when it hits, it hits. And I will show that later. But let's continue with the 3 Mizuki. This is basically all of our normal summons in the deck. Is Gozuki, I mean. We got Wyvern and Gozuki. These are our main normal summons. It's basically the same thing. You can summon Gozuki, Foolish the Sleeper gets Ghost Fusion, and then still combo off with other cards. Basically the same thing as Wyvern, just Wyvern searches the Ghost Fusion straight. With Gozuki you need to jump the hoop. But Gozuki does also allows us to send any other zombies out there. And speaking about how cooked this deck is, me alongside with a bunch of fans of the channel are working on building a nice community on Discord, so check the link down in the description if you want to see that and be part of the growing community. I already got some nice stuff cooked there, so feel free to check that out. Next up I got 2 Banshee. There's no reason to play 3 Banshee really, because it's we already played 3 Wyvern, 3 Mizuki, 3 Gozuki. Just adding Banshees as well would just make everything like more clogged, and we don't really want that. And yeah, that's really the only reason. You can always Foolish a Banshee and then use the second Banshee on the follow-up in case your first zombie world gets outed, so you only need 2 really. Next up, another card we play, a 2 Spirit Doll. I'll show you guys in a second. You're gonna see the reason why I play Spirit Doll. Normally I play 2 Spirit Doll, but there is a card out there that makes Spirit Doll quite good. And you would have to play 2 for that. And the 1 Unizombie. Again, so many normal summons. Unizombie, it's more like an extender in a combo line. Since you're gonna Foolish Unizombie and revive it with Mizuki or Gozuki to special summon from hand in case you draw Unizombie. And the Flying Mary can summon. Flying Mary can summon a zombie from grave or banished, so that's quite nice. Speaking about, thanks Konami for the amazing support. But yeah, really Unizombie is not really a starter in a Ghost Fusion build. It's just an extender. And so I only played it 1. And there we got the signed Doom King by the legend MBT himself. It's the boss monster of this deck. Now with Flying Mary up, you don't need to worry that much in case the Doom King gets banished. And also we got other cards to shuffle our zombies from the banish pile. Next up, I got one Al Ghul Mazera. Pretty good. He's not as great as I wished he was as great as Doom King. Sadly, he's not. But it's still an okay boss monster. You know, it comes up. The destruction effect comes up, banishes itself, and whenever he's banished, summons himself back. We can of course banish him with Spirit Dao or Gozuki. You know, we play so many Gozukis. We could mill a Gozuki, banish Mazera, summon a zombie from hand, and Mazera effect to bring himself back. That's quite a niche interaction, and I believe that's quite great. And next up, one Jacobulian, you know, so we can get our zombies cloaked from the hand. In case we draw too many Mezukis in hand, we could draw into a Jacobulian to put them in the graveyard, and that's quite nice. And you know, it has a great effect. You know, keeps summoning your opponent's monster from the banished, and I feel like that's from the graveyard, and that's absolutely amazing. As after they leave the field, they get banished, so your opponent is gonna lose those monsters forever. Basically, if they don't have a way to interact with banished cards, that is. And that's just great in soul matchups that can win the grand game by itself. Next up, we have one Mad Mauler, and Mad Mauler is self-explanatory. If you have a level 6 on the field like Spirit Dao, you can Mad Mauler, decrease her level by 2, and then you know, summon itself, and then you have an immortal dragon on the field basically to get another mill. And not only that, you also got set up engrave with Mad Mauler, and that's just great. And that's really it for the main zombie monsters. Again, this is a pure build. For those of you who wish to see a more a combo-ish, less pure version of this deck, don't worry, that's gonna come up. I'm working on that. It's probably gonna be a punk zombie list, as there are some cards right now that really synergize quite well with punks. And not only that, you know, punk, it's also gonna get support in the future, which is probably, you know, is gonna make zombie punks even better of a build. But we'll have to see. We're definitely still working on a more less pure version of this deck, I should say. But next up, we really just got hand traps. 3 Ash, fun enough, it's a zombie. His best hand trap of... actually, Maxi is kind of like the best hand trap, but he's banned. Purulia is also really good, but you know, who has money for Purulia? I really don't want to spend that much on just a single card. Not only that, I need 3, which I feel like is absolutely criminal. Instead, you know, Ash is great. Ash is still a good hand trap, and it plays with the thematic of this deck of being a zombie. Next up, we have the spells. I got 2 Zombie World. You know, don't really need 3 that much. Maybe, yeah. I mean, Mystic Mine is not in the format anymore, so people are not like mega heavy on back row removal anymore. So yeah, I feel like 2 Zombie Worlds is fine. If you get to the point where they out your second Zombie World, you're probably screwed anyway. So I don't really see the point of running 3. Plus, if you draw Zombie World, it's kind of bad because, you know, Necro Banshee is just a free Zombie World anyway. And besides that, we got our 1 Ghost Fusion. I've seen some people play 2. I believe that's wrong. You only really gonna use Ghost Fusion once, and that's it. Really, you're not gonna use Ghost Fusion ever again after turn 1 or 2. Depends when you get your combo. If you're only gonna combo with it once and you only 2, plus it kind of is, again, it's sucky to draw because it's such a free card to search anyway, so you know, drawing it is not that nice. But next step, we got 3 Super Poly. Yeah, very nice board breaker. We got the best Super Poly in the game. Zombies have access to literally the best Super Poly target. Zombie War makes anything zombie, and with Draco Necro in the game, that just equals every monster ever, which is a Super Poly target now, and that's absolutely amazing. It does come up a lot. Also helps going second, and it can be used as extra interruption going first. But you see, guys, with Ghost Fusion, right? Most people just pay life points to activate the good effect of Ghost Fusion. But you don't really need to pay life points. You just need to have lower life points than your opponent. And one way to do that is with this secret sauce of giving your opponent 1000 life points. Would you look at that? You basically have lower life points than your opponent and you search a card. I feel like Upstart Goblin is quite crazy in this deck, and it should definitely be more experimented on. Again, speaking about the Discord, I'll definitely post about this in the Discord so my fans can talk over it. I feel like this is absolutely insane. If you ask me, just instantly gets Ghost Fusion online, and makes your deck less. You are basically playing with a 37 card deck, and that's absolutely amazing. And we got other ways. We have normal ways to pay life points, such as 2 Ray Diffusion. We don't need really 3 Ray Diffusion. It's a hard once per turn. Plus Upstart Goblin also gets us there, and they're just amazing. With the one of Instant Fusion, boom, there you go. You have all 6 cards that manipulate life points to get your Ghost Fusion live. Upstart draws your card, discards, summon extenders. Absolutely amazing. I feel like this is really some secret sauce out there. And let me down in the comments. Let me know there, or like I said on Discord. Let me know what you think about this, because I think it's absolutely genius. I'm the Zombie King for a reason, after all. And next up we got 1 Zombie Reborn. I'm not playing more because if you don't have Spirit Down in the grave, Zombie Reborn is kind of dead. And when we draw into the Zombie Reborn is good. We can Foolish a Spirit Down, then use the Zombie Reborn on the Spirit Down, banish a Spirit Down to summon Spirit Down, and then the banished Spirit Down is gonna use the effect to banish a zombie, summon herself, and then you got off 1 card, you got 2 level 6s on board, and that level 6 on the field is kind of Foolish card, and that's just absolutely amazing. And if you mill the Ghost Fusion, the Zombie Reborn, I mean, he has recycled one of your banished zombies, and that's absolutely amazing. And next up we got Foolish Burial, self-explanatory. You just send any monster from your deck, any zombie, in case you miss a combo piece or something, just send it. And then we have to help with consistency, really. Sometimes this deck can be quite bricky, and there we got our Prosperity to help us with that. I know it's kind of sucks because you need to banish your extra deck, and the extra deck is kind of tight. Also, you can no draw for the rest of the turn, so Upstart is gonna be dead, and same as Banshee, same as Vampire Sucker. But that's fine. That's you would rather not be able to draw more than not being able to do your combo at all. That's really my thought process right there. And to round up the main deck, we got 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's self-explanatory. It's just another hand trap, really good. So you got Ash, Super Poly, and Imper, and a bunch of cards, to help, extenders and whatnot to help you go second. And Super Poly can probably win your games on its own when you go second and you resolve it. And so yeah, let's move on to the extra deck. To start off the extra deck, we got a new card from Rage of the Abyss, the Flying Mary. Absolute good card. Konami, please keep printing zombie cards like this. We absolutely need them. We need them really much. And the same goes for another zombie card coming up, the Duke. I feel like that's really good. That's definitely gonna replace. It's gonna replace Garura in zombies, and I feel like then moving forward, every zombie deck is gonna need to play Sleeper and Ghost Fusion, so they have access to the Duke, because they're just absolutely amazing. That card is great. So Konami, please come up with this absolutely amazing zombie cards. We really need them. And next up, go second, help us break boards, stop and get savior. And when we go first, we get soccer instead. Another signed zombie card by another amazing person. I hope one day to get all my zombie cards, max rarity at least, get them signed, because I just love that thought. Konami, speaking about Konami, where's our zombie QCRs? Like, come on. There's been so many QCR sets and zombies haven't got a single QCR. Konami, what you doing? Doom King? Highest rarity, ultra rare. Banshee, highest rarity, ultra rare. Unizombie, ultra rare. Sucker, secret, alright, I guess. Mizuki is an old secret. Gozuki is a really old ultra rare. Spiridao, super. Konami, Zombie World, ultra rare. Come on, where are the QCRs, Konami? Where are they? I better see them in Rarity Collection 3 or I'm gonna lose it, I swear. I better see at least a Zombie World QCR or I don't know, my brains will melt. But yeah, let's continue with after that rant. Just please Konami, QCR Zombie, please. We got Vampire Fascinator, just helps us link climb. It still was one of our opponent's monsters. I remember stealing a Baron after I broke the board. I went to the Vampire Fascinator and stole the Baron, and that was so funny. I think I even stole a Dragoon once, from what I remember, and that's absolutely amazing. But in case you don't want to steal them, you can use it to link climb into Okeona. Really good effect. It's also like kind of an awkward imperm to activate, but that's fine. But mainly it prevents your monsters, your opponent's banished monsters to activate their effects, and in some matchups that absolutely wins games by itself. But that's it for the links. Next up we got the secret sauce for our level 6s to go into. We got a Pilgrim Reaper, guys. Who needs Beatrice when you have this guy? Whoever remembers the really old deck profiles, back when Beastars just came out, I was experimenting with Pilgrim Reaper. Who remembers that? It's an absolute child of this channel, and you also probably saw it on Rogue Tier's channel, I think. Shout out to Rogue Tier, he basically helped kickstart this channel. But yeah, Pilgrim Reaper, mills 5 cards, nice. Next up we got a rank 8, because we have some rank 8s, a fair good amount of them. That's the Zombie Vampire, which is not only a big body, it also mills 4 and special summons 1, which is absolutely amazing. All the stuff you can special summon, think about it. But that's it for the Xyz. This deck is not really an Xyz deck. It's more like a Link Synchro deck, really. And Fusion, of course. Next up for the Synchros, we got Immortal Dragon. Again, Konami, amazing card for zombies. We need more cards like this guy. That's absolutely amazing. He foolishes 1, modulates his level, and then has a grave effect to come back. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And again, I'm gonna show you what you're gonna summon right now. So again, with the Wyvern, you summon this guys with the Ready Fusion and Wyvern, and this guy makes Immortal. So yeah, let's continue. We got 1 Felgrand. It's a really good card, especially going second. It breaks boards, can be used as interruption, and mainly you're really gonna rank Synchro up. This can become a 2, and Ethan Felgrand can make Immortal Dragon so on a quick effect you can special summon Felgrand and use it as an interruption, which is really good. Also, yeah, it's just a really good interruption. Pure zombies, they got some gas, baby. But then we really just have fusion summons, which you already saw one of them. You got a sneak peek at Alvian. You just here really there's no way your opponent is gonna have 2 tuners. Or is it 2 tuners, right? No, it's 2 normal monsters. The Sea Monster of Treasure was 2 tuners. Yeah, I don't think your opponent is ever gonna have 2 normal monsters. So it's really just for a ready fusion target and instant fusion. But what we have for our super poly targets is Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Not only that, it's a level 4, and you can use it to protect your dark monsters from targeting. Mainly, you know, Unizombie, Wyvern, and all that. Just make Mud Dragon dark, and then all of those cards are gonna be protected from targeting, and that's absolutely amazing. Not only that, great super poly target, and it can be summoned with instant fusion. Absolutely amazing. We also got Garura, which is our ghost fusion target and super poly target until you know the dew comes out, and then that's gonna replace Garura as the ghost fusion target. Next up, we got one Draconecro, best super poly target in the game, like I said earlier, and now quite an amazing super poly target as well. He's the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. You know, this deck has a bunch of free room in the extra deck, so it's really good to have it. It blows up the field if it gets dealt with by our opponent, and that's absolutely amazing. And not only that, it can also copy your opponent's monster's effect, so you never know what you're gonna summon. Really, what you're not gonna copy. It can be anything, and that ID can be good. Also, you know, if you copying a monster's effect, maybe like such a negate or something, or a interruption, it's basically gonna force said interruption. So you know, that's even more ways to break the board, and that's just great. But that's really for the extra deck. Let's move on to the side deck. And in the side deck, we got another new card in ROTA, which I feel like not many people talk about. Is the Wandering Titan of Tartarus? Tartarus, yeah, that's the word. Just in the side deck for going second, you know, it has a really good board breaking effect, and I don't think many people talk about them, which I feel like they should. Is the same thing as using Upstart Goblin in your Ghost Fusion build. I have not seen anyone talk about this Wandering Titan. You know, it's just a really good body, huge body. Its level is quite hard to work with for synchro summons, but it can be used as link summons, and again, it breaks boards, which is why it's in the side deck for me. Go second. Speaking of more going second cards or go first cards, really, we got Twin Twisters. I feel like this is probably the only deck where you wouldn't play Cosmics. Just because, you know, you have so many zombies in hand that you can draw, and they have grave effects, so you know you can plus off them. Just Twin Twisters, I've basically been playing this card in zombies. God, I believe it's even in the first zombie deck profile on the channel. So, you know, who knows? You know, you guys could go there and have a look. It's quite interesting. I'm not sure if it aged well. I'm not really sure about that. You know, I had a really bad camera back then. But, you know, those who have been subscribed since then, absolute chads of fans, what can I say? But next up, to help us go second even more, we got 2 Dark World No Mores. Good card, just self-explanatory. You could play Droplet instead. Arguably, you should play Droplet. I feel like you should play Droplet, probably. But I've not experimented with Droplet as much in this deck. It's been a really long time since playing Droplet. But this is a good point for the future or future deck profile. This can be Droplet. Probably should be Droplet. It just depends on the format, really. If the format has a bunch of Omni Negates, you should play Dark World No More instead. But if it doesn't really, you could play Droplet. People play around, but not gonna lie, talking more about Droplet just makes me want to play Droplet more, which I feel like, yeah, just that's just a future preference on the channel. I'll say that. Up on Discord, they'll probably have my final thoughts in there. But yeah, next up, to even break more boards, we got Change of Heart. Helps us link summon and all that with our opponent's monster, and that's absolutely amazing. and you know, who never knows what you can take. You know, it goes around disruption. Maybe a monster cannot be destroyed and all that, so you're just gonna change your art, steal it, and be all nice after you link summon it that deals with a monster. And then for even more back row weight, we got one Duster. You know, who remembers the YCS, the lab player setting 5 cards and then getting Dustered? That also happened to me. I was on Paleo. I instantly scooped. But yeah. Next up, we got 3 judgments for when we go first. We want to protect our zombie world and our Doom King, really, because it's gonna summon itself in defense and it's gonna leave himself open to, you know, a special summon of Farrier and all that. So, you know, we're gonna need judgments for all that, which is, who knows, you know, some cards just out. Maybe zombie world, if you get Lightning Storm or Dustered or Cosmic, you gotta protect your zombie world, so you put judgment going first. Next up, we got Refer of the Warlords. You just throw on the top. All the cards in the deck are zombies, so when we go first, we flip Rivalry GG's to most of the time, really, even without zombie world up on the field. Some decks have naturally multiple types, so you know, if they can't out Rivalry, they can't out Rivalry, and it's GG's. Sadly, Konami put 3. I do understand it's a really sucky floodgate, but it does hurt zombies, so I don't know. maybe a bit biased right there. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next deck profile. Subscribe, because more is coming. Casus, signing out.